Hi, and welcome back to the Sunderland Shorts Film Festival vlog. I'm Chris J. Allen, the Festival Director here at Sunderland Shorts. In this episode, we're talking to Rebecca Louisa Smith, better known to filmmakers as the Film Festival Doctor. We talk to Rebecca about what she does and the impact it has for her filmmakers.
Hi, Chris. Yes, thank you so much for having me here. So my name is Rebecca Louisa Smith, and I'm the CEO and founder of a company called the Film Festival Doctor, which is a global company. I'm based in Dallas, Texas. And what we do is we help our clients get their films seen in festivals around the world and win awards.
We just commented before we started recording that the difference between Rebecca being based in Texas and me being based in the northeast of England in January is clearly evident by our tans and jumper choices comparatively there.
Yeah, I mean, today we have got like a bit of a cold snap because Texas is not prepared for cold weather because 8 months of the year it's like 110 degrees Fahrenheit. So hence why living in like a permanent tan. But today it is like a chillier day, so everyone doesn't know what to do because we actually don't have in Texas, they don't grit the roads because they don't think it's more to put money into. They want to save the money and just people have to drive really slow, which doesn't happen in Texas, I tell you. So it's a bit of a funny fish, but we can make it work with, thank God for Zoom.
Yeah, as anyone local, I know a cold day in Sunderland, where we've been through today. This is standard practice, I suppose.
Standard, yes.
So Rebecca, you've had several films with us that you've represented at Sunderland Shorts Film Festival. Can you tell us about some of the entries that you had in with us for our last year's festival, for 2022?
Yeah, well, actually, you chose like quite a good diverse mix of our clients' films that we represent. So we had The Mountain, which is a unique comedy about men's mental health. And that was the one that was, wasn't like a bit more of a surrealist kind of comedy about a taboo subject. So I'm glad that screened there because I had a really good time going to the screening. We also had a documentary short that was Snap, Archie's Story, that's a Canadian short, about a very well-known, famous dancer, which is Archie Renaud, and that was a brilliant short. And we also had a micro short, which was Ainsworth, about, surprise, surprise, Ainsworth in London, but about a football team, a little area where magic things happen in an area I don't really know much about. And the other one was a documentary, Gary Kemp in Solo, which also did well. So really pleased that you screened those films because they were all very different, very eclectic, but they all found their home and audience and some of them did really well. So really pleased by how well they went down. It was a really sold out audience as well. Most of them, I think they're all sold out.
Yeah,
so
some
really
great
cool
responses, especially Mountain in our was comedy, but in our comedy screening where it felt a fantastic reaction from the audience that night. And at our first dedicated music evening at Pop Rex, having Gary Kemp as part of that line, albeit on the big screen, that gives some good credibility, I suppose, to what we were
absolutely
showing.
And that's like a really well-made documentary, that one. I mean, if you don't like Gary Kemp, you like it because he's interesting and he's really honest and he's vulnerable in it, so I'm glad it went well.
When you find a film that you're representing, how do you think about where it's going to play and what benefit that it has for filmmakers? What do you see, being why filmmakers should get involved with a festival like Sunderland?
So it's all about niching down strategy and being streamlined and focused. So having a festival strategy that is too general and broad ends up getting a lot of rejections because you need to really find the best homes for the film. So, for example, with The Mountain, it's a bit of a Marmite film because people love it or hate it because it is the type of humor and approach that people will really see the value in or not understand, which is fine because that's what a festival film is. So when we spoke with the filmmakers about it, we said, we definitely aim for higher end short film festivals. It'll be hard to go to the general ones because they might not be able to find a place for it, but definitely sticking to the UK because the humor is so English. It means the audience will resonate with it in the UK. And it did really well in the UK, obviously some at Sunderland as well. So when we talk about strategies with clients, we always look at the film first and then figure out the best angles that the film has for festivals. So I have a film right now, which is from a Black female director who's a student, and it deals with a Black family and PTSD and LGBT. So there's lots of angles there: Black festivals, short film festivals, LGBT festivals, but also look at the film's quality. This is a really good short film. So it's not going to be, say, just going to thrive in its niche, but it could also break out to the more general shorts fest that aren't about Black or LGBT filmmakers and stories, but it could go into that world too. So we got nice angles to approach to get the best chances of success. If you fixate on just the top tier, or you just fixate on having one of the big ones, or and you miss other things, you can miss other opportunities. You really need to figure out your audience. Who is this film for? And which festivals have your audience? Which countries, which cities, which states, where are they located, to get more of a abundant festival run?
That's the thing. I think film festivals can do so much more than just show off films, and I think thinking about those, which festival works best for you and for your film, is actually a massive criteria that filmmakers should kind of consider. I mean, with that in mind, when filmmakers come back to you, what do they identify as being the benefits of submitting to two film festivals? What do filmmakers get out of it?
So before we do any submissions and start brainstorming festivals and putting the strategy together and watching the film, the key thing to think about is always, what are your goals? What do you want to achieve on the festival circuit with your film? So when they tell me it's networking, and I'm like, right, well, these festivals are like industry and filmmaker friendly, and lots of filmmakers go, and lots of the industry go to connect with. So definitely these, those that have workshops, those that have an industry presence. Festivals which are more smaller for local audiences, it's going to be more like exposure, which is a great goal to achieve, but networking, we're a bit limited compared to the abundance you could have from a bigger festival. So sometimes filmmakers do say to me, I'm pretty good with, connections and networking. I've got quite a lot, more merrier. But really what I want to focus on is getting this film into the BAFTA, BIFA, and Oscar qualifying film festivals, because our goal is to be able to be eligible to submit to those competitions. So I'm like, okay, well, that means we have to really look at the film, because what we have to ask ourselves now is, have you got a film that might be selected or have the possibility to be selected for those kinds of festivals? It's a whole different arena. And then we put the plan together. Some people say to me, networking is great, but we want to level up. We're not going to be fixated with BAFTA, BIFA, or Oscar qualified festivals. If we have those, great. We just want to get another tier than we were before, to get new connections, new experiences, and go to the same festivals all the time. So it all depends upon goals. So knowing what you want is important, and it's important to know what you want before you make the film. Because if you want to do like BAFTA, BIFA, then it has to be of that quality, and to compete with those other films you're going to be running up against.
So if a filmmaker comes to you, what is the process for getting involved with you in getting a strategy from yourself?
So the first thing we have to do is watch the film. So people will send an email going, right, we've made this film now, we want to get into festivals, we don't know which ones, but we know what we want to achieve. And then I'm like, great, so let's have a look at it, and then we'll give an assessment. It's at that point when we know if we can work with them or not. Because if I say, right, this can do, let's say, for example, it would do the top tier or the bigger ones, qualified ones, it would do smaller regional festivals that are still really good. So we have to see the film first. It's what I call the evaluation phase, which is looking at the film and seeing if it's going to be a festival friendly film.
Again, for people who want to know a bit more, you've got a new product that you've got launching very soon. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So I love giving filmmakers free resources, because not all filmmakers have huge budgets to work with festival consultants. So I like to offer a little something to everybody, those that can afford it and those that can't. So I have quite a few free resources on my website, which is thefilmfestivaldoctor.com, and it's on the shop page. And there's some stuff you can buy, which is like ebooks that are priced at a very low rate. There's also books I wrote, it's on there too, and a few other resources. But what I'm launching now is your film festival diary. So what this is basically a document where you can put all your upcoming festival screenings in one place. so you don't lose track of where and when you're going to be. Because obviously some films do, 30, 40, 50 festivals, they can do that much. Some do a bit less. But if you're going to attend them, it's really important that you have a separate timeline, right? It's like a diary or a timeline, you can call it either one, of a list of where you'll be screening and when, so you can keep track and not miss attending and know where you want to attend. So I do it for my clients now, because a lot of clients want to go. Obviously they have their own diaries, but it's important that you separate your festival diary from your personal one, so you know how to combine the two. Otherwise it can get overwhelming. So yeah, I put it all together and I thought, right, here it is. It's your own diary for your own festival screenings. So what it looks like is it's a little diary with a, like a table, at a glance. But you put in the name of the festival, date and time of the screening, what kind of premiere it is, and if you can attend. So you just then know who's going to be there, whether it be you or a colleague. So you have somebody there to represent it. So it's the busy times for you.
Fantastic. I know that can be the daunting process for filmmakers when they're presented with what they do, what's the next step. Once they've made the film, how do they use it to their advantage, get it out there, get themselves out there? So yeah, it's such a fantastic resource to be able to start figuring all that out for
Thank you. No, thank you. I appreciate that. And also you're right, because that goes into what you just mentioned there. It's overwhelming, but also it's important. So you can plan it and think, where should I be? So that goes back to the goals, right? I've got to get to, Harley Shorts. I've got to get to Sunderland because I need to be there. The person who's the brand of the company in the film, to then connect and meet new filmmakers.
Yeah, I think that's it. And I think, it is getting that message out, but looking at those events, what is being offered from them? Is there networking opportunities? Is there skills development opportunities? Is there guest speakers, as well as the films themselves? With those films, who's going to be in that room? Is there Q&A options? There's so many other factors the filmmakers can start considering for how they're going to make use of those festivals, as opposed to just having it's very nice to have a lot of laurels on your film poster sort of thing, but what kind of they mean and what they're actually doing for you, I guess.
Exactly.
To wrap up, Rebecca, it's been great speaking to you, but if you had one piece of advice for a filmmaker who's looking ahead to what they're going to do with their film on the film festival circuit, what would be your essential piece of advice for them?
The golden rule is to always have a strategy. You must never submit without a streamlined and focused festival plan. So doing what there was this new phrase coined by a guy I met at festival the weekend, and he went, we were doing the spray and pay. I was like, what? And he said, well, we're just like, and spending a fortune. But now I've met you, I think we need to put our strategy back on and rein things in. I was like, yes. I mean, how much did you spend? He said thousands. And it's not the way to do it. It needs to be very focused, because you could end up wasting a lot of money. So it's very important that before doing anything, you plan and you create a very focused and streamlined strategy that will contain all the right kinds of festivals for your film. It's a very holistic and bespoke process. It's all about your film. Every film's different and your goals are different. Your film's got its own strengths. You need to know where the best homes are to get the best chance of success.
Fantastic. If people want to reach out to you and find out about more about what you're doing and what options you offer for filmmakers, where's the best way to find out more and get in touch with you, Rebecca?
Best ways would be my website, which is thefilmfestivaldoctor.com, and also Instagram, which is at Rebecca Film Doctor, which is spelt REBEKAHFILMDR.
Thanks so much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
This has been really insightful for filmmakers watching, thinking about their next steps and that strategy, and indeed those ways to avoid those pitfalls that kind of lay out there in the film festival.
Of course.
But thanks so much for speaking to us today. I look forward to seeing what films that you're representing end up at Sunderland Shorts this year.
Yeah, we've got some sent already. We've got in there early, so more coming their way. But I'm excited because they're really good ones. I think you'll enjoy them.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for your time, Rebecca, and speak to you again.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye. Thanks again to Rebecca for joining us on this episode of the Sunderland Shorts Film Festival vlog. We look forward to seeing more of her work in the future in the films that she's supporting and championing. If you want your short film to be in consideration for the 8th Sunderland Shorts Film Festival this October, submissions are open now. And if you want to know more about how you can get involved and submit your film, don't hesitate to get in touch with us across all of our social media channels. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again soon on the Sunderland Shorts Film Festival vlog. See you soon.